Yee-yaw, yee-yee. It's the sound of a turtle, and I can only hope that it is purple. But I am purple. And hi, I'm purple. Today, I'm going to be going over what happened on my February 14th. So, in case you don't live in any part of the world that celebrates holidays, February 14th is Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is supposed to be a day of love, a day of passion. And it was not at all that for me. Because I made a video about why we should abolish Valentine's Day. And you can go give it a watch. It brings up a lot of good points about how, you know what, I'll let you view it when you view the other video. Okay? But that's besides the point. My Valentine's Day was literally the worst. Okay? So my February 12th was pretty good. The girl that I had really liked, her boyfriend had broken up with her. And, you know, I was like, that really sucks, but that's really amazing for me. You know? And so, like, yeah. And then, come February 14th, they're not back together, but, like, they still are in the same friend group. Like, her friends talk to his friends, so then when she hangs out with her friends, they're around each other. And so I'm thinking, oh, my February 13th is gonna be amazing, right? I'm thinking everything is gonna be going just fine, you know. Oh, you know, like maybe something happens. And then I'm like, oh, you know what else is good is on February 14th, or on Valentine's Day, me and her had classes together. Like, we had 2 classes together. We had geography and study hall. And I was like, that's great. You know, we could just talk. And sadly, February 14th is not only the day that we celebrate Valentine's Day, we also celebrate the 1-year anniversary of MSD. Which, you know, rest up everybody who died in MSD. You know, y'all are lost. Yeah. But, so everybody was scared to come on Valentine's Day. And, you know, that's okay, but literally half the kids used that as just an excuse to not come. Like, one of my teachers had said to me, oh, yeah, I heard that everybody's calling out, and not any of them are calling out sick. They're calling out because, like, I think she said it was like safety precautions. That's what parents were using, or that's what the school labeled them as, was like, kids are out because of safety precautions. Which, I mean, doesn't really make any sense, because, like, literally it was the most lockdown day of our entire school year. Like, the entire point of the school would be to protect us, right? And so they know that if somebody was to try something, that they better be ready to stop it, right? And somebody's like, if anybody would try something, it would definitely be on the day that something happened before, you know. And so I'm telling you, there was like legit police at my school. Like, usually we have a couple of police officers. There was police cars outside. There was like policemen. There was more policemen than there usually are. Like, usually you might see 1 or 2 walk around campus, and then you have our base 2 armed guards or whatever. And I'm telling you, these dudes were stacked. Like, they had, like, one of them had a fully automatic rifle. And I'm like, bruh. Like, you really think somebody's that stupid? They gonna try something on the 1-year anniversary? No. And the thing is my school is like really close to MSD. And so it's like, you know, like, if somebody would try something, they would try it here too. Like, we would not be the only selected. We would not be far from thought of. Like, schools in California didn't have to care, or like they probably cared, but like, you know, they weren't like, oh, we actually need to like up security. It was just another. It was just February 14th, and so since it was like, you know, a whole big thing, nobody was coming to school, and that's so stupid to me, because why would you not come to school? It's Valentine's Day. Who cares? But, and also it's a Thursday. It was a Thursday. So kids are literally calling out sick or calling out because of safety precautions out of school just so that they can come back the next day. It's so genius. But other than these stupid kids pissing me off, well, no, it's gonna get more into these stupid kids pissing me off. And so the reason that I've waited so long to upload this video is because this story is just now unraveling. And so February 14th, Valentine's Day, is supposed to be a day of love and a day when you, like, you know, you commemorate your soulmate or whatever garbage you would like to say. You talk to your girlfriend, you give your you give your partner shit. That simple. And the girl that I liked, that I really liked, had just broken up with her, or well, her man had broken up with her. And so I was like, you know, oh, like, this is not gonna be my chance, but like, at least I'll be able to like be there for her. And I say be there for her because on the day that it had happened, that he had dumped her, she was still on him. Like, she still wanted him. And like, we went to his class and everything, went to his class to go see him and all. And so like, I was like, damn, she's really still on him like that. And then so February 14th comes around, she's not at school, and I'm like, that's so trash, because literally no one's here. Like, no one was there that day. The one kid that I talked to at that school didn't show up. And so then February 15th rolls around, and I see her posting on her spam like, oh, ain't nobody mean shit to me, I'm all on my own, like. And she was posting these like these like weird Twitter, Instagram postings, you know, like the screenshotted tweets that people post on Instagram. And they were like, oh, the only person that you have to watch out for yourself is period. And then it'd be like the 100% sign. And then she'd be like, yes, or like, man, ain't nobody shit, like some shit like that. And so I was like, oh, okay, so she's like trying to get over him by just straight hating him. You know, that works, and it's fucking worked before for me. So, you know, do what you gotta do. And then February 16th rolls around, and so today is the 16th, 2 days after Valentine's Day, and I see her posting screenshots like on her spam, because it's a spam and you can spam whatever you want. And you know, like, it's never really the image that matters half the time, it's the caption for a spam. And this one, it was like, oh, these boys are so weird, or not even weird, it was like, these boys are so crazy. And they showed like laughing emojis, and the saying was like, oh, good morning my cute Cuban little bunny, or some shit like that. Well, no, that's what it was, I remember. And I'm like, bro, this is so crazy, because this is the exact same shit that happened with the other boy. He talked all nice over text and shit, and then guess what happens? You meet him in person and he's an asshole, and he treats you like shit. But then I text you good morning and I get left on red, right? Which is, and it's just so beyond me. Like, she really sees it, like, it's in her face that this is literally the exact same thing that happened with the other boy. Because I know this is exactly, she told me that this is what was happening with the other boy. And this is exactly the same thing that's happening right now. But I can't get a good morning text back. It's just so crazy. And she did me so wrong the other day. So, okay, this is a messed up timeline, but what I had just said about that person who had texted her is on the 16th, right? Valentine's Day is on the 14th. She ain't show up. So now we're hopping back to the 12th. Is it 12th? Yeah, the 12th. So this is 2 days before Valentine's Day, and this is the second day of this week that we talk in class. And so she's like kind of bad, and she skips study hall, which I mean isn't like that crazy, but she skips study hall, and sometimes she'll be like, oh, let's go to the library. And so I was like, okay, I'm down. I don't care. I don't care if I get like a absent to study hall or whatever. So then we go to the library, and the library lady, the librarian, is like, oh, come up with your ID, your name, a pen, and your pass. And then she was like, oh, well, we gotta go then. So Emily takes me down, and then we're like, oh, okay, so I'm like, what's happening? And so she just starts walking, and she's like, oh, I'm going to Miss Schaefer, or I forget her name, whatever. But she's like, oh, I'm going to this teacher. And this girl legit takes me and walks me to this teacher's class, and I'm like, bro, the entire time I'm trying to get her to go to study hall, because all I wanted was for her to just like go to study hall so we could talk. But no, she's like, oh, I want to go to this other teacher who also has study hall at this time, to go talk to her friend and this other boy. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, you really just made me late to study hall, which I could have easily been early for, right? Made me late to study hall, okay? And then not only did you make me late, but you're not even gonna be there. And it really just pissed me off. Like you cannot spend a study hall with me. And it's like, wow. And so it really just made me realize, like, I don't know. I don't know. Cause like, I don't want to say shit about her, because I know I'm gonna regret it. Like, that's why I don't say shit about people, because I know I'm gonna regret it eventually. Like, I could talk mad shit, but I know eventually it's just gonna come back and bite me in the ass. So, but like, I just think it's so funny how her man doesn't show her any attention, right? I'm giving her all this attention, and she's like, oh, and then like she acts like she don't want it. So then her man gives her no attention, and then she's like, oh, I don't want that. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, make up your fucking mind. Like, make up your fucking mind. And oh my god, like, it just makes no sense to me, because one day she's posting how, oh, ain't nobody mean nothing, and then the next day she's blowing me off. Like I did something to her, you know? Like, what the fuck did I do to deserve you to not come to study hall? Like, that's the one thing that I had asked her, like, come to study hall. Like, I don't care as long as we spending study hall together. But no, she couldn't do that. And I'm like, why? Like, what would have been so hard about that? You know? And so then she enters in the classroom. That boy that she wanted to talk to answers the door. She enters in the classroom and blah blah blah, whatever. And I'm just like, wow. And so now I gotta like go walk outside to go get to class, and she just left me. Like, now I'm all alone in study hall. Both the people that I talked to in study hall didn't show up. The one girl that I slightly talked to isn't here. And then even the two annoying kids aren't here. Like, no one was here today. Like, when I tell you no one was here, I mean like half the class, like less than half the class was in every class. And it's crazy. Man, I don't know, man. Like, that's not really my Valentine's Day story. That's kind of like a continued Valentine's Day story, because it had to do with the 16th. But that don't matter, bro. Look, I'm a champion. It's been your boy Purple. I'm out. Peace.